Hi, I'm Danny from FCCU, and welcome to another Tech Tip Tuesday, where we show you how to use our technology at FCCU, as well as some advice on how to stay safe in the digital world. Today we're going to talk about online shopping scams, 2020 edition, the red flags that should concern you, and what you should do if you've fallen victim. I'll even take you online shopping with me to show you what I would verify before making any purchases. This video is an extension of the one I released last year about 9 online shopping safety tips. Additionally, I have another video posting at the same time as this one about porch pirates and how to prevent package theft. Check out those video links in the description and in the YouTube end card after this video. Let's first go through a list of online shopping red flags. But first, a disclaimer. Many legitimate online businesses may display some of these red flags. However, it is your responsibility to take extra precaution when you do notice these red flags. Beware of merchandise sold at significantly discounted prices. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times, forever and always, until I am gone. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Always further investigate a website promising a sweet deal before entering any personal information. Beware of websites with certain top-level domains. In layman's terms, top-level domains, or TLDs, are the letters in a URL following the dot. For example, our full domain is www.fortcommunity.com, and the TLD is the .com part. .com is the most popular TLD, used on nearly half of all domains on the internet. While fraudulent websites can use legit-looking TLDs, a huge red flag in online shopping is obscure TLDs. In a PSA released in August 2020, the FBI identified .club and .top as commonly used TLDs on fraudulent websites. Check out the description for an infographic on the top TLDs to avoid, like .buzz, .live, and more. If you're perusing a large online retailer like Amazon, Kohl's, Target, etc., and you notice that the TLD is not .com or another commonly used TLD, then you might be perusing a fraudulent website. Scammers often copy content from legitimate websites to lure you into entering personal information, namely your card information. At this point, I would check for a security certificate, but we'll talk about that in a second. Beware of shopping from websites found on social media. Online shopping scams have capitalized on the attention brought by social media to drive traffic to their fraudulent websites. Take additional steps to investigate a website to potentially uncover even more red flags. I realize a lot of this sounds like complete overkill and you just want to buy stuff, but I promise it's worth it to protect your information. Check the website's domain registration information. Go to whois.com/whois and search the website's domain. For example, let's search uwpzpoc.co, a URL I acquired from a sketchy email from my spam folder. Let's first look at the domain registration date. For this website, the domain registration date is July 3rd, 2020. Beware of websites registered in the last 6 months. Red flag. I also noticed that the registrant contact is a private domain registration service. This allows the domain owner to hide their personal information from this directory. A private domain registration service is not always used with malintent. However, in this case, in addition to the registration date being less than 6 months ago, I would consider this website to be sketchy. Check the website's contact information. Does the website have a physical address, phone number, email? Send that email a message and see if it delivers or if it bounces back. Additionally, beware of companies that use free email services like Gmail or Yahoo. More legitimate companies will use branded email domains like fortcommunity. You know, that one. Conduct a business inquiry on the Better Business Bureau's website. I want to put a giant asterisk on this piece of advice. Just like any online review, there are good reviews and there are bad reviews. However, the amount of bad reviews and the contents of those reviews can be very telling for a business. The BBB is an informative and trusted website to conduct these types of inquiries. For example, we can see that the LuLaRoe business profile lists an ongoing lawsuit. We can also read customer reviews and complaints submitted to the BBB. Try saying BBB with a straight face. BBB. All of this information should be used to inform your purchasing decisions. Additionally, the BBB has a scam tracker tool where you can search scams and submit your own. Now that we've discussed a slew of potential red flags, let's review a website together. So Facebook pegged me as a person who is currently redecorating their home office, and they served me an ad for a company called Feltrite. Apparently, they sell stylish sound dampening felt tiles, so let's check it out. First, I'm gonna check if the URL includes HTTPS instead of HTTP. Semantically, the only difference between these two is the S, but Security-wise, the difference is huge. The presence of the S, which stands for secure, means that the website has an SSL certificate. If you want the meat and potatoes on SSL certificates, I'll leave a link in the description down below. What you do need to know about SSL certificates is that they verify that the traffic between you and the website is encrypted. Many web browsers have even begun to flag websites without an SSL certificate as being not secure or unsafe. But luckily, Feltright has an SSL certificate, so let's move on. While we're still on the website, let's scroll all the way down to the footer and find the Contact Us page. I see that they have a physical address and a custom domain email, but I don't see a phone number listed on the website despite having looked for quite a few minutes. But I'm not going to show you that because that would be boring. Next, let's check out the Whois domain lookup. I see that the website was registered on November 21st, 2003, which is far older than 6 months, so we're good. The domain is registered to Panama, which I find a bit odd for a Salt Lake City, Utah-based company. Red flag? Let's check out the Better Business Bureau next. So I couldn't actually find a business listed under Feltright or Feltright with a space between Felt and Right. I did find a business related to Felt in Salt Lake City, Utah, but that business is listed under Retail Light Fixtures. Red flag? Since I encountered 2 potential red flags, I Googled the phrase Feltright customer reviews with apostrophes around Feltright to ensure that the phrase is included in the search results. I couldn't find any reviews apart from those on the website itself. I did find an interview with the CEO, which was promising. I also found a page about Feltright on a website called Find Glocal, but that website isn't secure, so I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. As a last-ditch effort, I went back to their Facebook page to see if anyone had submitted a review there. There are literally none. Honestly, this is a great example to show on video because the answer isn't clear, and it might not always be clear for you either. If I truly felt like I needed these exact sound dampening tiles, then I would continue to scour the internet for reviews to lend legitimacy to their company. If I just wanted to say, to heck with it and buy some anyways, then I would 110% use Google Pay, Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, or PayPal, or any other mobile wallet to protect my personal information. Shameless plug, check out our mobile wallets video linked in the description for more information. Keep in mind I would be submitting other types of personal information to complete the purchase, but my credit card information would be safe. For the record, I don't recommend saying to heck with it and making the purchase anyways. I just wanted to address it just in case the thought crossed anyone's mind. Feltright might very well be a completely legitimate business, and if they are, they have some homework to do to make their operations seem more legitimate in the eyes of a keen cybersecurity observer. Lastly, let's discuss what you should do if you think you've fallen victim to an online shopping scam. We can thank our buddies at the FBI for this great information. Report the activity to the Internet Crime Complaint Center at www.ic3.gov or your local FBI field office, which can be located at the link in the description. Report the activity to the online payment service used during the financial transaction, such as Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, etc. Contact your financial institution immediately as soon as you notice any sort of fraudulent or suspicious activity, and then direct them to stop or reverse the payment. Ask your financial institution to contact the corresponding financial institution where the fraudulent or suspicious transfer was sent. If you believe that you are a victim of an internet scam or cybercrime, or you just want to report some suspicious activity, visit the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at www.ic3.gov. In addition to the FBI's advice, I highly suggest checking out the FTC's identity theft webpage. It contains resources for those who are trying to recover from identity theft, which is an unfortunate consequence of online shopping scams. As usual, I've included all the links in the description to the resources I used to make this video, as well as the resources that I've referenced throughout the video. And that's online shopping scams in a nutshell. I hope that you have some practical takeaways to implement in your daily online shopping life. Be sure to check out the other video released at the same time as this one on porch pirates and how to prevent package theft. I've been Annie from FCCU. Be sure to like this video, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and Google everything like your life depends on it, and we'll see you next time. For example, let's search yo. Isn't there a song called White Flag? There will be no red flags on the websites that I enter my personal information. I've been sitting in this room for too long talking to myself. Conduct a business. Oh God, here we go again with the Better Business Bureau. No, flashbacks.